Well, hello. Hello.
Hello.
How is everyone? I don't see us yet on my end. It says live, but I don't believe that. I'm
It'll
just.
take it a second.
Oh, here we are. Here we are. Hi. I see we got Kathy. Hey, Kathy.
Hello.
And Gosha.
Hello.
Gosha Hart. Miss Gosha. Anyway, I'm
Thanks
still.
for popping in and remembering.
Yeah. Remember, we have Double D tonight. Hey, LaDonna.
Madonna, hello. It's
Um,
been a while.
I know it has. It's I'm still a little bit under the weather. I'm just the tail end, hopefully. Uh, my cold. It's been a long one. Hey, Southern Hippie. Um, it's been a long, long road. It's cold. Hey, Steph. Um, so we're here, obviously back to Double D chat. You know, we have a weather report from Daniel. What is it, Daniel? What's happening over there in Illinois?
I don't want to talk about it, but we're getting snow right now and it's getting really cold. We're under a winter weather advisory. We're supposed to get 2 to 5 inches. It's like 30 degrees. Tomorrow's the high. Tomorrow is supposed to be 20.
Oh.
I'm not happy. We just had a 62 degree day. I'm not, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter. It is what it is.
This morning, so she's there right there with you.
Yeah, it's a fast moving thing going through.
Hi, John Robert.
Ooh,
hi,
chicken soup. Yeah,
I'm cooking chicken soup from scratch. Good for you, John Robert.
I'm a bit salty too, LaDonna. Very much so.
He's a little bit salty today. So here the weather is. It's been quite mild. I can use that term. It's been. It was like 50 today, which for this time of year in the UK is mild.
Well, usually what we get, you guys get. So you may have a couple cold days coming up.
Well, we actually next week we're supposed to. Yeah. So I don't know about snow, but I think, you know.
I will say this. Hello, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
There's Jamie.
Jamie, oh, you're in Odessa? Girl, she's real salty. She's like...
So I will say that I am thankful because it's only 2 days and then it's going to be back up in the 40s and 50s. So, and we're not like below zero where my pipes are freezing. So,
oh God,
you know, I may be salty about it, but it could be worse.
It could be like, you know, but yeah. So everybody, welcome. If this is your first time here, this is Double D Life Chat, where we talk about stuff in life or stories we read or things that have, you know, we want to talk about, or things that are in the news possibly, or not in the news, or just, you know, our thoughts and feels, really. Monica, where you been, girl?
I haven't seen you in forever.
Oh, look at the hearts.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. Did you see it?
Wow, yeah.
I don't know.
It's because it's Monica. She just radiates hearts everywhere she goes.
Yes, it is because it's Monica. I just thought I could see it. I was like, oh, weird hearts.
No, you could. It must be from having her up, and she must have did hearts. I don't know. That was cool.
I know, it was cool. Who's this StreamYard thing? Who knows? It's 67. And hey, Sandy. Jamie says 67 and currently sunny, but I can't enjoy it because she's stuck inside. Oh,
60.
Do it again.
Wow.
No, I'll do it to you, Steph. Here we go. It's not doing it.
Well, she probably has to hit, because can't you hit heart things?
No, that's it.
I don't know how that happened.
I know, it's so weird. I miss you too, Monica. I miss you all. I'm so glad. We're glad to be back. We're glad to be back. And also, I think we'll get this pony show on the road. So as I don't know if you knew, I did the heart sign. Yeah, I kind of did.
Doesn't work on this end.
Oh, sorry.
I have no heart. That's why.
So smart, Ladonna and Sandy. That's so smart. Anyway,
So
oh, it's an iPhone thing. Okay.
oh, so if you flip the bird,
I was
will
gonna just
little
say,
birds fly out of your finger?
yeah. I don't use anything but I can't use on Android. So what we're doing today is we're going to do half an hour each, and or roughly thereabouts. It doesn't have to be exact. If one of us goes over, it's not a big deal.
Or
And
less.
or we don't really do a 5-minute one. It's fine. So as Daniel's my guest, he is going to go first, and so that's how I'm going to do it. That's how we're going to do it. So Daniel, take it away.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk, and I preference this with these are my own opinions because we are going to get a little political LGBTQIA plus. So just know that, and let's not be nasty about things. So that's my job.
Thank you again.
So there's a couple things, but I am going to lead off with because I don't get out much. I don't
Hey, Margo.
do a lot of things. I definitely don't go out like this. This is just for me here at home because I enjoy it.
That's on you too.
So I'm preferencing this with that. So it's not like I present like this all the time. I can pass for an old white man. So, you know, that's straight and blah, 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 unless I open my mouth. I had sort of a homophobic, prejudiced kind of thing happen to me. So if you don't know, I like to make my life difficult. So I did leave my job with no other job in the works. But one of the things I decided I would do, because you get paid for it, is to donate plasma. So you can make money off that, and you can donate so many times a month. So that's what I was going to do. And one of the things I was worried about is my blood pressure not allowing me to. So I went in there, and I got barred because I am a gay man who has not been celibate since the day he was born. And I wasn't exactly shocked by it, but I kind of was at the same time because I knew this was also used to be with blood donations. You couldn't. This is a carryover from the 1980s when HIV, they didn't know what was going on or how to deal with it. So, and I have to say, this could be with just the plasma company that I was dealing with. I don't know if they're all that way because I'm sure there's more than one plasma. Pardon me, I have to straighten my pearls. So I'm going to read a little bit because the FDA did relax. And I know over in the UK, they did it first. They did it before we did. So here, and I will say this, the guy, they have an RN that comes up and talks to you about this stuff. And I had went in and you had to read this binder. Well, one of the binders was talking about all this stuff. Do not donate if you've ever. So one of the things is a man who has had sexual intercourse with another man. And then they list sexual intercourse, which consists, and we're all grown-ups here, which consists of anal or oral, or there was something else. I can't even remember. Yeah, they did mention tattoos in there and stuff. And there was some type of disease that he said wasn't even, it was antiquated, that question. So I will give him credit because he did, but it's so funny because him and the nurse was blah, blah, blah. Because I told the lady who was signing me in and stuff, when she came back, I said, I can't donate because of this. And I pointed at the paper and she goes, well, let's let you talk to the guy. And it was so funny because when he came in, the nurse and him, they were just, I'm like, I know you're talking about me. You don't have to. So, and that's right, LaDonna. I said to him, I said, this is so funny because people are lying.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you right now. Now, I didn't say this, but I wanted to say, I can guarantee you these married men that are coming in are lying to you. And the drug users and all that stuff. So here is, and I did tell him, because he said his boss was saying that they're trying to change it. Well, the FDA already approved this, so they should be changing anyways. But no, I don't think they would be. They never ask anything about lesbian. They ask for a woman, they ask her if she ever slept with a man who has slept with a man. That's one of the questions. Doesn't matter if you're a man who has slept with 15,000 women. And evidently, it doesn't matter if you're a woman who sleeps with a woman, just as long as they didn't also sleep with a man who slept with a man. But I did say to him, he said, well, we're trying to get this changed, blah, blah, my boss, blah, blah. I said, well, it's according to what happens this year.
Yeah, that's a true story.
Because, and here's the other thing, and here's where we can be controversial, but this is my opinion. Since I have never, ever, well, they ask about that, but who's going to say, yeah, I do drugs and stick myself with needles. Let me in. They're going to say, no, I don't. Because I've seen a guy who was in there, and I'm pretty sure that.
Right. Yeah. He was suspect.
Anyways, I had like an epiphany because I've never dealt with anything like this. I've never been denied because of my sexuality. Because like I said, I'm pretty much to myself and I'm not. And I thought, this is how it's done. These little laws or these little standards that companies can pass, or the laws that are now being passed with trans people and all that stuff, where they can bar you from, I don't know, buying, receiving money, going places. This is because nobody really pays attention to the laws. How many people, I didn't know when I went in there that was still there. How many people would know about these things? So this is how they can do it and are doing it to get rid of groups of people that they don't think should exist, such as trans people. It's happening now. Laws are being passed where they're not allowed to do this or do that. So just remember, the reason I'm bringing this up, you need to vote, and you need to vote in the right way. Because it's life. It is people's lives that are on the line right now. And it was a shock to me in the sense, not so much about that, because, the blood thing has been going for a long time, but how easily things could be done to make certain groups of people not be able to live. And we've seen this happen in the 50s and 60s, the 40s, it's just, so please use your power to vote, and vote in the right way where everybody has an equal opportunity to live their lives. Kitty cat's in the room.
They're fighting. Stop. Oh my God. Sorry. Go ahead.
Of course they are. It's live. They went on the camera. So, I wanted to read this because this was from the FDA, and this was May 11th of 2023, and this was from NPR. So, in a news release, the federal agency said it will recommend a series of individual risk based questions that will be the same for every blood donor, regardless of their sexual orientation, gender, or sex. So, this, and once again, we're adults. So, this is their criteria. Those who have had anal sex with a new sexual partner or more than one sexual partner within the last 3 months would be asked to wait to donate blood. The implementation of these recommendations will represent a significant milestone for the agency and the LGBTQI plus community. With the update guidelines, most gay and bisexual men who are in a monogamous relationship with a man will no longer have to refrain from sex in order to donate. But let's see. Hold on. I need to find. So basically, what it is, you have to, and this still gets me, for the gay or bisexual men, if you've had anal sex or sex with more than one man, you have to abstain from sex for 3 months before you can give. So there's that. But I wanted to bring that up because it was sort of a shock and also a realization of how easily things can be done to get rid of people that you don't believe should be living, having a life, or able to do things. So that was my first one, and like I said, controversial, but that's kind of the way I am. So we will move on from that. Exactly. People are going to lie on those things.
Yeah. Here's my thing. It's just in the UK, obviously you have to wait it's the same. You have to wait the 3 months to give blood. Like you said, if you had the same partner, for, what does it say? Sorry. It said, if you had the same partner for 3 months or more and meet our eligibility criteria, you're able to give blood. So yeah.
Well, and here, like, dang it, what is it, Margot? Vintage Peep Show a go.
Yeah.
Margot. Okay, sorry. We all know I don't have a memory. Like she said, here's the thing: you can be in what you think is a monogamous relationship, and your partner may not be as monogamous as you think they are. So then that puts you in the category, but you don't know it. So you're going to say, no, everything's fine.
Correct.
It just makes no sense to me. I'm just flabbergasted by the easiness in which they can just determine who does and who doesn't.
I mean, what I was going to say is that if I walked into the clinic after you and I was like looking around and I said, and if I had to pick, who would I want to get blood from? Would it be the suspect person or would it be you? I would say you. Just, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, you, at the end of the day, if you need blood, you need blood. And I'm pretty sure you're not going to go, wait, hold it. Where'd it come from? You're going to trust that the medical staff in the hospital have done all their checks and have done, and people follow guidelines. But like Margot said, you could ask the question, they could lie just to get the money. So now I could have blood with heroin in it. I mean, they did check the blood.
And that's what I was saying. And here's the thing: they've said that nobody has been contaminated or gotten any type of disease from blood in decades, because they're so careful about reading the blood and seeing what's going on. So it was and like I said, more so not about the donation of giving blood and stuff, because that ultimately lays on that company, since the FDA is, opened up. That is them still having that.
Right.
But it was more the.
I screened it all now. Oh, sorry.
Um,
That's the one I wanted to put on there. Oh no, that. Why does it keep doing that?
One.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I screened it all now.
So it was just the thought of how easily they could pass laws, or companies can do their own bylaws to prevent people from living their life.
Or helping other people. In all honesty, I mean, and that's the thing. These, if you're not paying attention, that's the thing. These laws will are being slipped under the, or these rules and stuff are being slipped under the radar because you're not paying attention. We went through this last year about how many laws on the books that are anti-trans, and that we
And
didn't
it's
even.
still going.
Yeah, it's still going. Yeah, 100%. Or not even just trans people, but like, for instance, I could be a straight woman. I mean, I am a straight woman. I could be a straight woman. I could play that role pretty good at it. And I could be married to my husband for 20 years. They'll know I'm out on the side, getting some on the side, unprotected sex, but they didn't ask me that question because I didn't have anal sex with, with a man. I mean, I don't know. I could be out there whoring around. Excuse my French. Listen, I can get HIV with just regular old missionary sex. You know what I'm saying? I can get it that way. It makes me die that I could go out and be a whore, excuse my French, and you know what I mean. And then you, faithful or not sexually active at the time or whatever, can't do it, but I can. And I'm the hoe. I mean, what?
I don't know. So anyway, there's.
Youngblood.
You're in a
Well, Youngblood's probably just as dodgy. No, just kidding.
Trust me, they are.
Uh,
Sorry, I take a drink. Okay.
Me too.
Wow, that took a lot longer than what I thought.
When you told me, I was quite shocked because he Marco Polo'd me, and I Marco Polo'd him and said, "What? Are you serious?" I was like really surprised.
And then it's sort of an awkward walk of shame.
I know. It's like
you have to put your coat on, and they're like, well, we're going to put you in band for life. But if it changes, you'll get an email. I'm like, no, I won't, because I'm deleting the app. Or you think I'm.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of an awkward thing. And whether they really are or not, then you think, well, are people looking at you as you're leaving?
Right.
The nurses were, and they all were going to be talking afterwards. And so I don't know. It was just very eye-opening for me to experience that and to know how easily I'm just thinking of all the trans people now, all the stuff that they're going through in the states that are passing all these different laws, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it unless that's why I say vote. You need to vote and get the right people in to stop people who think they have the right to tell everybody how they need to live their life.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's, and I'm sure you weren't the only person, and you won't be the last person that got turned away and walked out and went, man, all I did was, yes, you were going to make some money. At the end of the day, you were helping somebody.
Well, and here's the thing. I could have raised holy hell.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah. I mean, you could have brought up the,
That's just like standing there trying to argue with radical political people or radical religious people.
Yeah.
It's not going to change their mind to sit there and argue with them. The only thing you can do is vote, be who you are, and stand up proud. I say that as I would not walk in there like this and take my blood. They would have turned me away before I even got to fill out any paperwork.
I don't know if I should put this on the screen.
What?
Amanda, regarding intimate relation when I was diagnosed with cancer, but before they knew it was specifically that type of cancer, which is not linked. Oh. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. You, like I said, you could, I've been married for X amount of years. I'm good. And then you don't know about your husband been out or you've been out, getting a little extra, a little afternoon delight.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, to me, is they expect that a grown adult
would never have sex.
Is not going to engage in sex, including the people who are making up these surveys and who donate themselves.
Yeah.
That they are not having sex. And I know, and I'm not going against protecting the blood supply and all that stuff, but we have moved to beyond this stuff. But how can you expect human beings who are sexual not to have sex? And I'm not saying everybody's that way. There are people who are celibate their whole life, or who have chosen celibacy, and they're monogamous couples. I don't think there's as many monogamous couples as people think there are, but that's beyond. But that is what flabbergasts me. It's like part of their stuff is, to donate plasma, you need to eat healthy. Don't do the caffeine. You need to drink this much water, and you need to have this kind of meal before you come in, all this stuff. And I'm thinking, do you think that people are not eating Twinkies and Doritos and having a pop before they walk in and give that blood to you?
Well, here's the other thing. The FDA has put in the rules. Has stated that you could donate your tissues as long as you have been with the same partner for the last 3 months. In the UK, it's with or without protection. So in the US, they changed it last year. Them's the rules. Yet this company or this particular area of where you live, or the people who run this particular donation, scheme, have not cottoned on that this has already been decided. That's what makes me die. It's like, dude, the rules, the rules has changed. Sorry, but where you been? Hey, Mary. Look, yeah, we could go. That's a whole nother conversation, Mark.
Yeah. So in my 3 minutes that I have left,
you don't have to rush. You don't have to rush.
I had no idea that this subject would take as long as it did, but it's very.
What's fascinating, because I just can't believe it happened. Yeah, especially with, like I said, the FDA. It has pushed it through. It's approved. FDA said it was okay.
So, okay. Well, on to the next subject, real quick, as I am sitting here with what are we at now? Now we're still like an inch, maybe up to 5 inches of snow and being cold. Let's talk about flowers. Let's talk about gardening and flowers. Okay. I wanted to know what the internet thought, why human beings want to garden with flowers. Now, I understand the food, because that is something that you need. Growing food, that is, you're going to try to do. But why have we become a world of people who love, and it's been for centuries that people have built gardens and had beautiful things. So this is just something that I popped off the internet real quick. So blah, blah, blah. This is from, what year was this? 2017. And it's just called Why Flowers Make Us Happy. And this is off of psychologytoday.com.
Lynn got it. It makes me happy.
So this is what it says. Flowers can only make you happy by triggering your happy brain chemicals. Here's what they do. Dopamine. Dopamine is triggered by the expectation of a reward. Flowers were a huge reward signal in the world our brain evolved in because they marked the coming of abundance after a hungry winter. Today, we have enough to eat all year round, so we don't consciously link flowers with food. But the blossoming of a flower triggers the sense that something special is coming because it triggers dopamine. Bright colors signaled valuable nutrition for our hunter gatherer ancestors. They balanced their diet by scanning for spots of color. They didn't do it because they knew the chemistry. They did it because dopamine made them feel good. Today, color and variety make you feel good and get your attention, even though you can get nutrients in other ways. Oxytocin. This chemical is often called the bonding hormone. Oxytocin, I'm going to say tocin, creates the nice feeling of social trust, whether romantic love, maternal attachment, or group solidarity. We all know how hard this feeling is to find and how easily it can be lost. That's why we're so eager for ways to stimulate it. Flowers help. Flowers stimulate social trust in many ways. They communicate the intention to invest effort in a relationship, and they convey a respect for fragility. We feel the impermanence of flowers, and it reminds us that care is necessary to sustain life. Relationships can be as fragile as flowers, and the care we give to plants help us remember the care that our relationship needs. Serotonin, the chemical is often mentioned in the context of antidepressants, but research on monkeys, and this is going to be a segue into Dolores's talk, in the 20th century made it clear that the good feeling of serotonin is released when a mammal advances the social importance. Flowers can help you do that. So anyways, it talks about social importance. I don't care about that. Oh my gosh. So the next thing they're talking, quest for wildflowers. A wildflower hike triggers all the happy brain chemicals at once. You get a steady stream of dopamine as you make discovery after discovery. You trigger oxytocin as you share the excitement with others, and you trigger serotonin as you applaud your participation in this fabulous activity. Participation. You even stimulate endorphin if you hike with exertion. And you know what? That is true, because when I used to walk along our trail here, seeing the flowers and the birds and stuff, it uplifted you. It gave you all these. So, in that sense, on top of that, I'm going to add my own little thing because my little groundhogs have woken up.
No.
They've been making noise underneath the house. So I opened up one of the holes. That's probably why my furnace can't keep up today. For those of us who have these little varmints, they're not so little. I looked up the best plants to grow that groundhogs will not eat, that they don't like. So here is a list for you guys, if any of you all are, and I'm going to plant these to see if I can get rid of these with just flowers, which ain't going to happen, but we can hope springs eternal. So here we go. We've got argyrium, which are those little blue flowers. I don't know if you guys know. You can look this up. I don't know how to share, like where I could show you from the website. I'm not that smart. Bleeding heart, butterfly weed, foxglove, which is actually, they're toxic. So maybe I can give them a flower. Larkspur, lavender, they don't like the smell of it. Lily of the valley, sweet alyssum, yarrow, hellebores. And so those are like 10. But I have also found, at least the groundhog that lives in the other house, do not like snapdragons.
Oh, yeah.
He he's never touched that, so I'm going to try Snapdragon. So
Lavender
there,
easy to grow.
yeah, and I think along with that, Russian sage. Sage
Yeah,
is another one.
that
So there you go. There's a happy ending, and also how to get rid of, um, you know,
groundhogs.
yeah. I'm gonna send a bouquet of lavender to that place that I went to.
Hey, Leslie. She said yarrow is easy to grow too. So there you go.
It is. I don't like yarrow.
Doesn't matter. Your groundhogs don't like them either. So
Well, the only reason is because they get ugly. They'll blossom and look good and stuff, and then they'll start dying in the middle, and they'll come back up, and then they die again, and then I don't like the dying part. Looks ugly then. But anyways, I'm gonna plant all those and see what happens.
yeah, run up the flagpole and see if it flies. That's what I say.
So that is the end of mine, and now we can segue into Dolores's because we did talk about a monkey there.
We did, and y'all know how I love a rogue animal. I mean, I do love a rogue animal. Orcas, bears, they've made the headlines, living their best lives despite human interference. And today is the newest member of the Rogue Animal Brigade, and that is a Japanese macaque. He's a little monkey. Y'all Google him. I'll have a picture of him. Absolutely gorgeous. And this Japanese macaque, a couple of weeks ago, escaped his from his home in the Highland Wildlife Park in a town up in the Cairngorms called King Gussie. It's spelled, if you spelled it, it'd say King Gussie, but it's pronounced King. Although there was some controversy with me and Dave on that. It's pronounced King Gussie. And his nickname is King Gussie Kong. That's what the locals were calling him. So this area is located in the Cairngorm mountain range, and it's not far from Aviemore, which is a ski resort and tourist area of the Cairngorms. Cairngorms is a mountain range in Scotland, up going towards Inverness. So, and the caretakers think, because I was like, why did he escape? Like, what happened? So the caretakers think that there may have been a little Japanese macaque bust up, like they kind of like had a fight. Maybe he was involved. Maybe he was just scared that the other ones were fighting. And he saw the opportunity to escape, and so he did. He escaped. Oh yes, made his way right out the Highland Park. Was like, peace out, y'all. I'm gone. So, and they really haven't said how he got out. Like, it's only the door open. Was he hiding? And then, like, when they opened the door, he got out. They've been a bit sheepish about how it happened. I bet they are. So, and also to note, the authorities did ask the public not to approach the Japanese macaque. Not that he was dangerous, but because, humans. They didn't want him to scare him or anything. Oh, cute. I watch my cat watch videos of other cats. So now the area, like I said, the area of Scotland is particularly cold, snowy, and mountainous. But not to worry, because the Japanese macaque is the most northerly non-human primate in the world and is well acclimatized to sub-zero temperatures. So he got out, was like, yeah, no, this looks familiar. Yeah. Recognize this. This looks like home. So and after that, his 5-day adventure began. For the purpose of this story, and the fact that he is now an avid fan of climbing Munros, and a Munro is a mountain which has to be at least 3,000 feet tall. He is, I have decided to name him Ewan McIntosh. That is his name now. The Japanese macaque will no longer be just called the Japanese macaque. He will be called Ewan McIntosh, because every great Scottish explorer deserves a great Scottish name. So, but see, I'm the kind of person that I'm like, now, what did he do? What did he do? What did he get up to? And this is how I figured it went. So Ewan saw his opportunity to start his midwinter holiday. So he packed his little bindle up, his little bindle, and he started his journey. After a bit of traveling, you know, he got a little hungry, so he stopped in some gardens that he was passing by. People had gardens, lovely gardens people had out. He thought, you know what? There's some peanuts here. I'm gonna go ahead and have a snack. So he stopped and he ate some peanuts. I mean, perfect buffet for a traveling monkey, y'all. Perfect buffet. Yeah, they do like the hot springs, and there isn't any in King Yussi. King Yussi. No, there's not. Um, yeah, he was out looking for a hot tub. He knew someone in Scotland up that way had one. So he decides to, he's traveling. He has peanuts. He's like, what next? What's on my itinerary? Gets his list out, looks at his itinerary. He goes, I know. I'll stop at the Glenfiddich Distillery and have a whiskey tour. So he goes in the whiskey, Glenfiddich, has a tour, take you around, show you all how it's made. Has a little wee dram on the way out, warms cockles up a little bit, it's that little whiskey. So, and then he decides to bop around the town of Aviemore. So he's bopping around, he's looking in the shops, getting a few souvenirs for his friends, when he goes back. Just living his best life, living his best monkey life. And he's like, I want to go up to the mountains. And he was going to take the train. They have a railway mountain train, but it was out of service. So he said, you know what? I got this. I'm pretty good at this kind of thing. So he climbed up the top of the Cairngorms. And he, thought, I'm physically fit. I'll bag a couple of Monroes. And he sits there on top, looking out over Scotland. Just contemplates life. Oh, Ewan. Ewan is just like, is this what it's about? Right here. Beautiful mountain scenery. So once, he's up there and he's like, I should be heading back down. It's getting kind of late. Don't want to be up here in the dark. So comes down from the mountains. Oh, Ewan treks down the mountains. And after all that climbing, he's feeling a little peckish. Yes, Ewan's feeling a little bit hungry and thinks, you know what? I think I'll go into a local fish and chip shop and get me a white pudding supper. That is what a true Scotsman would do. Would go and get a white pudding supper from the fish and chip shop. So he makes his way into the fish and chip shop and enjoys a lovely bit of white pudding supper. So on his 5 days, he sees all the sights. He enjoys the few pub lunches. He finds a wonderful Scottish bakery where he can get, some tasty yum yums, Dundee cake, and even a macaroni pie. Yes, he is. Oh, look at all these wonderful things I can see in Scotland. By the fourth day, by this time, he's decked out in his kilt and his tam o'shanter, which is his little hat with a little ball on top. And he begins to miss his friends back at the Wildlife Center. He, he, you know, he loved the travel and adventure and all whatnot, and he's had a really fun time. Enjoyed it, loved it. Seeing all the things. So, but he's missing the company of his family and friends. And they still couldn't catch him because he was slick. Oh, Ewan is a macaque not to be messed with because he knew he was on holiday. So y'all ain't catching me. I'm on holiday. Well, so he begins to make his way back from the mountains and Aviemore back towards the wildlife park in King Yussi. And he's walking past people's gardens, going back the way he came. And he looks in one person's garden and goes, huh, what's that over there? That looks interesting. He just goes into the garden and he looks at this wonderful sight. And it looks delicious. And, you know, um, it's like a treat. And it's a Yorkshire pudding. A Yorkshire pudding, which is a pastry dish. If you don't know what a Yorkshire pudding is, it's a pastry almost like a little tiny bowl where you pour your gravy in, you have with your roast dinner. So he sees like, wow, someone has left Yorkshire puds out here for the wildlife. I'm technically wildlife, so I'm gonna partake in the Yorkshire pudding. So he goes, I'll have a go. And so he starts to munch. He's eating, he's loving, he's living his best life. Doesn't notice that there's a lady looking out the window at him, but he's just eating and eating. And boy, he's getting full. He's like, "Ooh, I'm just loving these Yorkshire puddings." As while he's eating his Yorkshire puddings, he feels a sharp pain in his butt. And all of a sudden, he feels sleepy and thinks, I'll just lay down and go to sleep. Well, the lady would place the Yorkshire puddings out in her garden. She'd actually left them for the local wildlife because they were leftovers from the night before, from her dinner the night before. She ate yellow Yorkshire puddings. So, yes, H. Welch, both. So she had left the wildlife, the Yorkshire puddings out for the wildlife, the pheasants. She gets a lot of pheasants in her garden. They tend to like them. So does Ewan, apparently. And as he was eating his Yorkshire puds, the lady contacted the because there was a number when he escaped. There was a number you could call if you had. There was loads of sightings of him, loads of sightings of Ewan making his way through people's gardens and Aviemore. And so she managed to call the wildlife staff number, this hotline, and they were close by, so they came and they shot him with a tranquilizer dart and took him safely back to the wildlife park. Now, and according to the wildlife park, Ewan has settled back in, hanging out with his mates. His friends are so glad that he's back. Oh, they're so glad. And as his friends gather all around him, Ewan begins to tell them of his epic adventure in the Cairngorm Mountains. Ah, I love him. I don't know if they were Aunt Bessie's girl. She might have made him homemade. She might have made it from scratch. Unclear, but I don't think Ewan cared. Ewan was all about the Yorkshire puds. And if you go on the internet, the internet that holds all the truth, you can see people made pictures of him wearing a kilt. He was like, there are pictures of him all decked out with like a bagpipe, and it's so good. And I love a rogue animal. I mean, I still don't know how he got out. They haven't said. I'm curious as to how he got out. I really am. I just think, you can and it was a wildlife sanctuary. It was a wildlife, so I'm sure he has his enclosure is based on they try to make it like what he was used to, but they didn't take into account that he really wanted to go to the mountains. And I just think how epic. And there's so much footage of him running around these gardens, running around, eating. You can see him eating peanuts. Um, I sure he wasn't wearing underwear because with a kilt. So, but it's just amazing and they found him. He was safe. He was fine. He actually, in all that was my version of what happened with Ewan. In all reality, he didn't really travel that far from the park. But in my mind, he had a great adventure.
Well,
Because
I was just thinking, up until the Yorkshire pudding thing, that sounds an awful lot like your vacation.
look, this Scott, great place to go visit. I like my vacation. I haven't been to Aviemore in a while though, but I just think that in 5 days, this guy, Ewan McIntosh Esquire, just like lived his best life. He went out and he did what he had to do. And I do love a rogue animal. And I think that, and I know that these places, and here's the thing, he could live in, and I don't know how they got macaques in this wildlife park. I don't know. This wildlife park, yes, it is a paid place that you go and visit. And I'm like, I understand the need to protect these animals from us. From us. Because, and I'm sure they have, natural enemies. And the thing is it's shame that Ewan and his fellow macaques can't just be left the hell alone in their own environment, that they have to be put somewhere like a wildlife park or a zoo, because people are assholes, and I'm and they are, and I'm sorry, they just leave them alone. And in a way, it's good that you took him on vacation. Oh, girl, I would love to take him on.
No, that's when Dolores goes to Scotland. That sounds exactly like what she tells me that they've done. I think she's interjected a little.
A little bit of my own personal flavor on Ewan. And I just thought, what, and people go, oh, this traveler and this traveler and this man discovered this and this man discovered this. And no, Ewan didn't discover the Cairngorms, but in my mind, he sure did enjoy them.
So did he break into all these places and like?
No, he didn't break it. No. Okay, he didn't really go into souvenir shop.
Well, I mean, that's happened with animals where they've went in and
No, he basically stayed outside. He stayed outside. He went into people's gardens, and people have like squirrel feeders and stuff full of peanuts. And he was just like, you could see videos of him just munching. Like, yeah, he found, he clearly found places to sleep, warm and toasty. He was probably near someone's shed and they didn't even know. Do you know what I mean? Like, he could have gone in their shed. he slept.
I don't know. I think it would be funny picturing him going into a restaurant or a food shop and freaking everybody out. He's just eating everything up.
To be fair, the Scottish be like, here's a bag of, Scottish people are so friendly. They're like, here's a bag of chips. Here you go. You like these? They be like, oh, come here, you wee fella.
Well, and the thing that you were saying, just leave him alone. The thing is, if he was bred in captivity,
I don't know. Well, he
wouldn't know how to really live.
Leave his parents alone, because he could have been born in the wild. What I'm saying, it's just that it's sad. I mean, I know zoos serve a purpose, and these wildlife parks, they charge to get into them. They're not cheap, and it's just like, they're not here for our entertainment unless they do something like this, and then they're totally here for my entertainment. If they do something like this, they're living their best lives, either knocking out big old luxury yachts, breaking into your people's houses because you moved into their land, or you kept him in captivity, and now homeboy escaped, and he is just out there doing monkey things like eating peanuts. That's the kind of story I like. I mean, yes, it could be scary for people. Yes, I know that the bear could be scary, and the orcas are probably scared of the people on the yachts. But in the day, I'm like, and I could be reading too much, and I am putting a human personality on this macaque. I am. Because it thrills me. Because I think he had his moment of freedom. He had his moment of freedom where he took that and he literally ran with it, because he took the hell off. And like I said, it's, and like I said, apart from these cute little stories, they're not here for our entertainment. They're living beings. My cats, I have cats, and they are domesticated cats ish. Because cats are cats, and domestication is, a term loosely fitted to cats. But I don't have them for my entertainment. Yes, I do keep them safe, but here's the thing: I can't now throw them into the wild and be like, "Go live." Especially Lola, she wouldn't know what to do. But I think, to be able to enjoy knowing, and I may never see half these animals if I don't go to safari park and all that, but I can sure read about them. I can see films on them. I can, documentaries. I don't need to go to a place that is not where they're originally from and watch them through a cage. But at the same time, we kind of do have to protect them and keep some, like in a sense, keep some back, because people will hunt them. People hunt orcas. People hunt bears. People do, you know, for whatever trophies, because they're stupid, because they feel the need to, I don't know, dominate an animal. I mean, or dominate another animal because we're animals. And you wouldn't, I mean, we don't like being put in cages. We don't like being taken outside of our comfort zone. You know, you're not going to pluck somebody up from one country, stick them in another country and say, oh, get on with it.
Well, that does happen.
It does. And that's, so that's the thing. If we can do it to each other, why are we surprised when they do it to animals? I mean, I just think that I'm happy that Ewan had his trip out. Happy he went and ate peanuts in people's gardens and had a Yorkshire pud and even liked it clearly because he ate all of it. And that he got to experience something that all of his other housemates won't. So Ewan, here's to you, mate. And I'm so glad you had a wonderful holiday.
In Scotland, of all places.
I know. You couldn't go to a nicer place. I'm telling you. And I just find animals and what I like to call rogue animals is they bring me joy. I mean, I read it and I was dying. I'm talking about you and but yeah, that is my story today. My little story. I just thought, you know, it's fun. It's monkeys. It's no one.
Business.
Yeah. He was safe. He got back safe, and he got to have an adventure. So everybody, give it up for Ewan. I now need a T-shirt with him in a kilt on it. Oh my God, I need a T-shirt with Ewan in his kilt, and his tam o'shanter, and his bagpipes. I just need that.
I guarantee you that somebody out there has done that.
I'm going on Etsy after this to find one. Because what a great, and of course Scotland. I mean, you know, and I don't even think anybody really panicked. Like Scottish people are like, oh, okay, monkeys loose. Cool.
Well, yeah.
Oh my God, girl, overlooking Loch. Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. It was a monkey, which they can be, you know, like chimpanzees or the bigger can be dangerous, but it wasn't like it was a Bengal tiger out there or, you know, one of those type of animals that could be really dangerous being on the loose.
Well, one did get loose in Italy, a tiger. Hi, Heidi. So that, I mean, it's not funny, but he didn't hurt anybody. But the thing is, if you're going to have these animals in your care, please do the right thing. Please, you know, there's another story I read about this. Oh, he's called a bear cat, and he escaped in Devon. And this is like not the first. Oh, it was a she. It's not the first time she escaped.
Well, when you've had a taste of freedom,
I know. She's like, I want out again.
Do you think that monkey's not gonna, if he can find another way out, gonna do that again?
And please Google a picture of a bear cat because it is literally a bear and a cat mixed together. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Well, that's like red pandas. Never said. They don't look real.
Cute. Adorable. But they're also cute in their own native environments. Leave them alone. That's my advice. Leave them alone. You don't need their pelt. Leave them alone. You don't need panda claws for anything other than on the panda. Okay? Where they belong. Anyway, guys. Yeah, pretty. They sure they have polar bears there. Okay, well, don't let one of them get out because we will have an issue. Yeah, that would be. Although he probably really good in the mountains. No, he needs water. Yeah, no, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, don't let those get out. But keep your animals safe if you have them. Yeah, I know, right, Heidi? You should just Google it. They're so cute. They literally look like a bear and a cat. It's the weirdest thing. I need to get a picture of the bear cat on a T-shirt that says "Went to Devon," and all I got was this crummy T-shirt. Anyways, all right. Thanks, guys. We're at the top of the hour. We are back every first and third Friday of the. I had to think about it. God, if I don't know, we're screwed.
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't keep an animal saying so tigers could be on the prowl. Yeah, well, I mean, they would. Well, apparently we have legends of black panthers roaming around the moors. I mean, I've not seen one, but I think it's just a large Maine Coon, personally. you know. Um,
We have them around this area.
so yeah, so every first and third Friday of the month, Double D is back. We'll be on Daniel's channel on the not next week, the week after, but we'll put promos out on Instagram, and you'll get the notification. And we'll be on Daniel's channel next time. And don't forget, Daniel has an eBay store, so go check that out. I know we don't usually talk reselling on this, but he has an eBay store, so go check it out. Also, I'm going to be having not me. Beth and I are hosting a live sale on her channel tomorrow called the Love of Vintage. Uh, Stop on by if you can. We have lots of special guests popping in. It'll be a lot of fun. Oh, Bobcat. You know, you told me about the Bobcats. I was like, oh my God, I love that. I know it's probably not safe, but you know, so cute.
I need the bobcats and I need the coyotes because they are enemies of the groundhog.
Yeah, not enemies. All right, guys. So thank you, John Robert. Glad you could pop in. Appreciate it. And all right, guys. Well, we will see you in 2 weeks. And take care. And thanks for popping in. Y'all have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye.